Sorry, apologies. There was no audio, which is good because I made a little bit of a mess up, so I can do it all again. Jay here for Stretford Paddock. This is the Paper Talk. As you can see, we're not outside Old Trafford. We're mixing it up a bit. Joining me is my co-host extraordinaire, Joe Smith. How you doing, mate?
Very good. Plenty of news to talk about today.
There is plenty of news, and as people may have noticed from the thumbnail, there's this bloke from Portugal who plays in Italy. I don't know if you've heard of him. Cristiano something. Now...
Chris what?
Chris Martin.
Oh,
no. Now, as short as the day is long, there's always Ronaldo to United rumours every year. I think we've had him since about his second season at Real Madrid. But, again, they've come out this morning. There was some reports, I think, from a guy, let me find him, called Christian Martin, funnily enough, who tweeted, he said, this isn't just some guy, this is a journalist. Our sources in Manchester and Porto confirmed that Manchester United tempted Cristiano Ronaldo with a return to the club for next season. Juventus would negotiate if he asked for it. Now, this has been picked up by some of the press over here, saying that Ronaldo is tempted by the transfer, and that I think it's Fox America, the journalist is from. He's the one that's sort of broke this or suggested it, shall we say, and thought that maybe he'll go to United. Also, other papers saying that PSG are also in for him. We'll have to wait and see what happens with that one. I mean, he's 35 years old. He is a United legend, won the Ballon d'Or, 3 titles on the trot, Champions League. Will it ever happen?
He's too old, isn't he?
Is he, though?
He's 35.
We had Zlatan at 35, and Zlatan wasn't a United legend when he got here.
For free, and we had him for a year, and then he did his knee, having never been injured his whole career. Surely he's too old now. Like, I get it, and I get why he's still good, but he's not the player he was, and... Like I said, we've been linked with him every single year since he left. Yeah. Why is it more likely to happen now? Why are we even still interested?
Is there much of a difference, though, between getting a 33-year-old Edinson Cavani and a 35-year-old Cristiano Ronaldo?
Yeah, about 700 grand a week is the difference, I would say. Isn't Ronaldo on like a million a week?
If you could get him, right? He was up for it. And
50 grand a week.
Right, is that your limit? 50 Take it or leave it. CR7.
No, go on. Finish
no, if we could get him, and it was like, he's happy to come, we can get him, would you not say, right, okay, even if it's ridiculous wages, it's Ronaldo coming home?
If it's on a free, and we're not spending, 60, 70 million on a transfer thing for him, give him a 2-year contract. He's like LeBron James, isn't he? He's got that thing where he's like, he's 35, but really he's pretty much everyone else is 27. Yeah. So he might have another couple of years left in him. I do worry that coming back to the Premier League, it's harder to score here than anywhere else. Yeah, he's not scoring that many in Serie A. I think he got 30 last season, which is great. But he's not.
Is that it?
Don't get our best. Cristiano Ronaldo, one of the best players ever. That is a bit. Is that it? Coming back to the Premier League, I think he would obviously. The players we've got on the wings and.
I mean, he has scored 6 goals in 4 games this season, and he did score 37 in 46 last season.
Very good. I'm not saying it's not.
I know
great,
you're not having. I know you're not.
Edin Dzeko got something similar.
Edin Dzeko I think might be.
Again, I'm not trying to knock Cristiano Ronaldo. Yeah. We all know how good Cristiano Ronaldo is. I don't need to say, I don't need to defend the idea of that I'm knocking him slightly because of course I think he may be the best player of all time. Certainly the most. What's the word? Big game player of all time. The one you can rely on at any time in any competition with any teammate. I think he may be the best ever.
Guys, like the stream as well. This is live, so give us a like. Yeah. Like this stream, whether you like the rumours or not. Sorry, go on.
But I just think, I don't know whether, are we being silly here? Are we sort of clinging on to this idea of yesteryear and, let's get him back. Remember when he was here before? This isn't the same team he was in before. Him and Bruno would be nice to see together. This is
the thing, though. Does this massively or bigly? Does this improve our team, though?
Yes.
By a significant
amount?
Of
course it does.
Well, is that not
either
forget about the nostalgia
or the right-hand side,
the memories. It's like it makes us a much better team, surely.
It does, but that's the thing. If we can get him for either a low transfer fee or on a free, under 50 million, I'd say. Yeah. Under 60 million, because otherwise we're taking a big chunk out of, let's say, Sancho or whoever's kind of potential transfer fee here. with someone who may be around for 2 years if we're lucky.
Mo Turgistani in the super chat says, that's sort of building on what you said, should we prioritise Haaland? Question mark. Lewandowski is getting older. Should we snap him up before he goes to Bayern? Rash, Sancho, Haaland, front line for 10 years. I get that. I get the sort of long-term option. And we should be looking at long-term options. Haaland is a fantastic player. Sancho's going to pop up again, that rumour. We all know that. I just think, I don't know, maybe it is my heart ruling my head, but I think if there's a slim chance, and I think this is a slim chance, by the way, because we've had these rumours, like I said. We had them under Moyes, we had them under Van Gaal, we had them under Jose, about Ronaldo's going to come back. So I don't think it will happen. I'm saying if there was a slim chance, I'd take it.
Do you want to read the full quotes of what was said there? Because I don't think we got through all of them before.
Of what was said about the...
By Chris Martin, former singer of
yes.
Coldplay.
Well, sorry.
Now transfer.
It was a quote that I had to translate on Google Translate. So it just said, our sources in Manchester and Porto confirmed that Manchester United tempted Cristiano Ronaldo with a return to the club for next season. The Portuguese analyses it. I think that means he's thinking it over. Juventus would negotiate if he asked for it. Now, this has been picked up by... Everyone, basically. Because, you put United and Ronaldo in a headline, he says, after we've done it. People are going to read it. But... My point is, I don't necessarily think this is going to happen. I think there's maybe a little bit more fire to this smoke than there has been in previous seasons. With his age, with the fact he probably is going to leave Juve at the end of the season, and the idea that he might want one last season at United to come back, where he'll get paid loads of money, and the fans will just love him, and it'll be sort of a great story. And also the club can make loads of money off selling shirts and Cristiano Ronaldo pregnancy test kits, whatever it is, they flog when they stick
everyone comes back pregnant because it's that sexy of a transfer day.
They just stick his face and name on any bit of merch they can and lap it up. So, I mean, you'd file it under very doubtful.
You know what, actually? You've turned me around. I want him back now.
God, I love it when I
didn't want him before. I thought he's too old. I thought we were going to spend too much money on him. But if we can get him for under 60 million now, I've gone up to 60, and whatever his wages are, we'll pay it. Let's have him for 2 years. Let's bring him back. Let's get him in our club,
though. What we'll do is we'll get him. We'll offer him like a 5-year deal on like £1 million
with
a
an
week.
optional 6.
Yeah, he'll have a good week, and then we'll offer him an extension, and then he'll injure himself, and we'll just have to pay his wages forever, and everyone will be moody because they're earning like a tenth of what Ronaldo's on.
Yeah, but at least when Phil Jones is on double what Mason Greenwood's on, you can see why there might be a problem there. I'm not saying there has been a problem with that particular thing, but just in terms of consistency throughout the squad. But when Cristiano Ronaldo's on more than everyone, you sort of go, yeah, all right, you're the best player ever.
Yeah.
I don't think there's there can be no debate, no argument, or no sour grapes over the fact that Cristiano Ronaldo's being paid the most at the club. Like, as good as Alexis Sanchez was at Arsenal.
That was
Cristiano Ronaldo is the best player ever.
That was a tough pill for a lot of players to swallow from what we gathered, because it was like Sanchez comes in. People forget this as well. Like, I was buzzing when we signed Sanchez. I'm not pretending I wasn't, but he'd not been playing that well for Arsenal just before we signed him, and everyone thought it's just because he's throwing his toys out of the pram. He comes in, he doesn't exactly set the world alight. He's on massive amounts of money, and then he's also stopping players that have been playing better than he had from getting in the team. It's like Martial and people like and Rashford to a lesser extent getting dropped. He's in, and people like, he's getting paid a lot more than me. He's not as good as me, and he's keeping me out of the team. Ronaldo comes in, it's like, yeah, all right.
Do what you want, kid.
What, you taking the number 7 shirt? Yeah, no worries. What's that? You on?
Who's got the number 7 shirt at the minute? Cavani, innit?
Yeah.
Get it off him. Give it Chris.
What's that, Bruno? You're on penalties? Not anymore, mate.
No, Chris. What? Sorry, how many have you scored? 26. He scored 150 penalties, which is more than most strikers score in their career goals.
He threw a kettle over a pub. What have you ever done?
Exactly.
Guys, do get involved in the comments. We'll start reading out your comments a little bit later on. We just wanted to get through the news before we get into them. And do hit like as well. We've got over 100 likes, which is nice. But we've got over 600 people watching the stream. So come on, get involved. Get more likes. You mentioned earlier about Monsieur Mason Greenwood. Mm-hmm. Now, we spoke about this on Devil's podcast yesterday. I'm going to talk about this briefly. I'm going to move on. Yeah. Now, there's been a lot of stories about his attitude, about whether he's applying himself in training, and whether he's getting the right amount of sleep he should be getting at night, or whether he's staying up too late and all this sort of stuff. Now, he liked some posts yesterday. He liked one of our tweets, I think, but he also liked a post on Instagram. Which spoke about, it was from an account called Wonder Kids, and it said, Greenwood looks tired, Greenwood isn't trying hard enough, Greenwood needs to fix up. These are all in quotation marks, obviously quoting some of the stories that have been doing the rounds about him. And it says underneath, Mason Greenwood just lost a close friend to suicide. and has been endlessly attacked and abused by football fans and the media for months now. Leave the kid alone. Now, it was Jeremy Whiston, I think the former Manchester City youth player, who took his life, unfortunately, towards the end of October. Mason Greenwood posted about that, so I think he knew each other. I mean, he's obviously... He's seen these posts about himself. He saw our posts. He's liking them for a reason. He's, I can't get into Mason Greenwood's mindset, but that would suggest there's certain things going on where maybe he needs a bit of support. But one thing he could do with is maybe people not just hammering him in the media and presuming that this 19-year-old who set the world alight has, is suddenly stopped supplying himself. It seems a bit like jumping the gun.
Well, like we were saying yesterday on the podcast, like that story about Bruno shouting at him because he didn't run for a passing training. It's like, that is just making up a story for no reason. It's literally any training ground up and down the country that happens all the time. There's no reason for a story to be written about, oh, he didn't make a run in training and Bruno shouted at him. That happens in every training ground in the country. So, yeah, some of the stories are just, you just think we don't really need this. And also, like we said yesterday, what he needs more than anything is to make sure that the support is there for him. Whatever the problem is, whatever difficulty he's having, obviously he's alluding to that there by liking those tweets and, that sort of thing where he's clearly sort of giving some truth or is adding some truth to those speculations by liking it and therefore sort of semi-confirming these things. He just needs to make sure, or the club needs to make sure that they're offering him the right support, whatever it may be for whatever the problem is. And hopefully they are doing that. Sometimes you hear about United that they're a bit slow to update things and upgrade things, and a lot of the older or in the sort of Ferguson era, things kind of almost stayed stationary for a while because he just took the club into the 21st century by himself. And some of the things in the background, like when Van Gaal turned up and he was like, what do you mean there aren't floodlights at Carrington? like weird things like that where you sort of think certain parts of Manchester United are kind of still in the 20th century a little bit. So hopefully in terms of support and mental support and that sort of thing, whatever it may be needed, hopefully that's a position where we are, very at the front of things, and that we can treat people the way they need to be treated. Because obviously, all we want for Mason Greenwood is for him to be successful, which he can be, and he already has been. So, yeah, for me, what we need to see is him be supported in the right way, and that hopefully the club treat the situation with the respect that it needs.
I'm not saying this is necessarily what it needs, but I remember when I've just seen that Ross Murphy in the Super Chat. I'm going to get to that in a minute. When we interviewed Jesse Lingard when it was full-time doubles, probably about 18 months ago now, it might have been a bit longer, Macca interviewed him, and he was saying how he had a psychologist at the club that he'd gone to, and he'd asked to speak to himself. He'd brought him in himself, and there was, remember he did a few interviews where he spoke about sort of, he was struggling mentally, he had a lot going on, and by and large I think United fans are sort of supportive, but then you get rival fans or the press who don't necessarily give players the sort of, I wouldn't say leeway, but just the sympathy or the empathy that they need. And you look at it and it's easy to go, well, he's on loads of money, and he's got the world at his feet, and he's playing for Manchester United, and he's playing for England, or he's in the England squad when he does get picked by Southgate. Oh, what's he got to worry about? That's not how it works at all. Ross Murphy in the Super Chat, going back to the Ronaldo thing, says, let's bring the class of 92 out of retirement, bring the band back together. They probably will do a consistent job than some of our players we've got. I'd have some of the class of 92, I wouldn't have all of them. I wouldn't have Phil Neville. But yeah, going back to the Mason Greenwood thing, I think one positive we can take from all this is I think a lot of United fans, ourselves included, have been reaching out, been sort of showing our support, and we do circle the wagons, don't we? When we've got a player who is struggling or who might be getting a rough treatment by the media. I'm old enough to remember the Beckham treatment many years ago when he dared to flick his heel out at Diego Simeone.
We get this all the time, though, like I said, and what tends to happen is, we saw it with Raheem Sterling quite recently. That was an example of the last couple of years where it seems as though the media kind of get their eye in for certain people, and you never really stop hearing bad stories about them, no matter what happens. And then what happened is, Raheem Sterling spoke out about it. We saw pundits on Match of the Day. We saw, influential figures on social media, that ex-footballers and journalists speak out about the fact that actually he's being targeted unfairly here. But what it seems to take is, a huge groundswell or a huge sort of sections of the media to turn back to the good side of someone before everyone else goes, actually they were treated a bit unfairly. So I suppose what you need to do is, and the best thing to do is, as these stories change and as you see more about these things, We need to change our opinions more quickly, and we need to give people the benefit of the doubt from the start, rather than giving it or bringing that back at the end once all the information's come out about how these people who don't seem like bad people anyway, actually, they aren't bad people. Rather than going, he's a dickhead. Oh, actually, we made a mistake. Sorry, Raheem Sterling, or sorry, Mason Greenwood. You kind of need to go. Let's not put our foot to the floor in terms of criticising these people to start with. Wait till the full story comes out and then make your mind up, because you've got to sort of look at these people as people rather than, well, if they do anything wrong, they're being paid too much money to do anything wrong. Like, it just seems like sometimes we rush to conclusions, and then 6 months later when Gary Lineker tweets about it, we'll go, cheers Gary, you're right, I've changed my opinion now. But really, you need to take it day by day and sort of maybe take things a bit more slowly in terms of criticism.
Yeah, I remember me and you not a long time ago, but we were talking about this with Dan James, weren't we? On the old channel, because he came in, lost his dad, and people just sort of, because he scored some early goals, people just thought, that's it, now he's over that. He'll be fine now. He can't, some people saying, he can't use that excuse. And he just lost his dad.
Sorry, 12 months ago.
It's like, obviously it's going to affect you. And I think sometimes we do need to show that little bit of sympathy. Just a final story, a little bit of an finally, as we say in news parlance, Joe.
Sorry.
No.
I ain't got me, NCTJ.
Well, I haven't even, you don't have to have one of them.
Oh, right, sorry. You don't have to have one of them to know the words "and finally," mate. There you go without saying. You ever watched 10 o'clock? You ever seen Trevor McDonald's?
Exactly. Hey. Bruno Fernandes.
Good, isn't he?
Yeah, he is. Goal. Have put him in there.
Goal!
Just,
They've put him where?
They've put him 22 in the top 50 players
right,
in the
give
world.
Me 21, 20 and 19.
Right, okay.
So this is top 50 players in the world.
Right, can I just say as well, right, he's 22. Jordan Henderson is 23, sorry. Hang on, is he? They put 23 twice like that.
Jordan Henderson's 24.
Jordan Henderson's 23.
Have you ever watched
Jordan
he's
joint
Henderson
23rd, sorry.
Have you ever watched Jordan Henderson
Yes,
play for
he's
England?
terrible. He's just poor. He may as well stick a traffic cone in the middle of midfield. But, he's got
not terrible,
passion.
But come on.
Passion. In Dunkirk spirit is English. Yeah. If you're like the main midfielder for your country, and it's the World Cup semi-final, and you get subbed after an hour, that says it all to me. That.
Go on then. Anyway. Who's 22? Who's above him? 21.
Right,
20.
21 is Manuel Neuer.
Yeah, fair enough. He's been one of the best goalies for the last decade.
Well, Anderson did score against him, and Darren Gibson.
That's true. Patrice Evra.
Yes. And then joint. Oh, sorry, I think they've done it joint with women's footballers as well. Also, 20th is Alphonso Davies.
Right, he's a good player. He's 19 or whatever. He's had one good season. Come on, Bruno Fernandes. Get over yourselves, lad. It's based on the last season.
Yeah, is he the 20th? Was he the 20th best player last season?
He was decent, but Bruno Fernandes got like 30 goals last season. Or
I'm just trying to say, Salah was 18th.
Yeah.
Haaland was 17th.
I'm sick of this list already.
All right, sorry.
Give me a couple more.
I'll give you a couple more. I'm trying to find. Lukaku was 15th. So it's controversial.
Yeah. He got loads of goals for Inter.
Trent 14th. Trent Alexander-Arnold was not the 14th best player in the world last season.
Yeah, he was.
No, he wasn't. No, was he?
Jay.
He really wasn't.
Yeah, he was. He's the first best, I think.
How many Champions Leagues did he win last season?
Robertson, Fabinho, Mane, Salah. Every single one of those Liverpool players, because they tried so bloody hard. They were all the best in my eyes.
Sergio Ramos was 13th. Oh, God. Do you know what? Thiago, I can sort
Thiago Alcantara's above him.
12th.
He did.
Well,
I'm not having that.
Yeah.
He didn't. He did play a lot of games.
We're getting to the top 10. Mane's number 10.
Thiago is one of those footballers that everyone who's never seen him play loves him. Everyone loves him who's never seen him play. Like, how many times, honestly, have you watched Thiago play? When he plays for Bayern Munich, yeah, he's quite good, but he plays in a very good team. Come on. He's a good player. He's not the 12th best in the world. Is he? Really? He's just not.
Listen, as soon as he signed for the Scousers, he should have dropped out of
He's a good player
anyway, in my opinion.
He's a good player.
That's how I roll.
No, he should have been equal first. Put him on the list. He had the passion of that team.
He went from 10th when he was at Bayern Munich. The day he signed for Liverpool. And
equal first with the rest of the 22-man squad. at Liverpool. Loris Karius first.
Thomas Muller was number 9.
Oh, you know what? Gerard Houllier first.
Let's see who's in the top 5. Let's fast forward to the top 5. What he says is he's going to mention number 6 was Mbappe. Mbappe. Ronaldo, soon to be at Manchester United. Cristiano Ronaldo, obviously, was 5th. Then you had Neymar at 4th.
Unfair. Bottled it in the Champions League semi-final and final.
Right, this is nonsense, isn't it? Is this nonsense? Lionel Messi at 3?
Bit unfair, isn't it? Is Thomas Muller above him?
Yeah.
Maybe.
Well, yeah, someone lower down the pecking order, sorry.
So not above him then?
No, I got confused with the way you worded that. I didn't know what to do. I didn't know which way to go.
He got the most assists anyone's ever got in the league, and he's below Messi. He's below Neymar, who has 6 good games a season. Does a little tricky flap.
I think Thomas Muller lost a lot of credit with his jokes. He was like number 1, and then he made his Lewandowski. Yeah. As the tumbleweed blew across the press conference. We've all been there.
Who's number 2?
Kevin De Bruyne. Don't know who he plays for. I've never heard of him.
Didn't win it last year though, did he?
No.
Except a couple of trophies. What did they win? Carling Cup.
Oh. People stopped caring about that when was the last time we won it? 2017, mate.
Yeah.
Number 1. Go on, who was number 1?
Sadio Mane?
No. He was 10th, I think.
Simon Mignolet?
Who would you say deserved the Ballon d'Or last season?
Oh, Lewandowski, of course.
Yes.
Lewandowski.
Lewandowski.
Right, okay, so Bruno's behind all them, but he's got to be our highest on that list, hasn't he?
Yeah.
He's our best player, isn't he?
Someone's asking what are they talking about. Sorry, you just clicked on the stream and you just see me and Joe listing players randomly. We were talking about Goal have done this. They do it every season. The top 50 players in the world. It's both men and women have just been a bit sexist. We've just gone through some of the men. Apologies.
So you're being a bit sexy?
Sexist.
Oh, right.
I would never sit here going being a bit sexy.
You let the audience
very
say that.
Sexy. Yeah. So Bruno was. Well, I've forgotten now. Was he
22nd?
22nd, thank you.
Which I think is fair. He's United's best player, isn't he? Can we say that yet? Is that fair to say already?
Well, I don't understand how they've not included the fact that Marcus Rashford fed a load of kids in this analogy, in this analysis. Sorry, that surely has to be taken into some consideration when you're saying who was the best player, who was the best person. Yeah, who was the best person for the last year? I mean, how many kids did Lionel Messi feed?
I'll be honest, I don't know the number. I bet it was a lot. Because he does a lot of charity work.
I didn't see Erling Haaland out in a van going round Salford and Wythenshawe, Fairshire, Urmston, Stretford. You know, Flixton.
Yeah.
No, didn't see it. Didn't see it once. I'm just seeing if there's. I don't think there's any other United players in the list. I'm just
Is it not even top 50? Not even Harry Maguire's in there.
Right.
Dean Henderson.
I've only got the top 25 here now. I can't. Forget it. I'm struggling. I'm sorry.
To recap, Manchester United are interested in Chris Ronaldo again.
Yes.
We want him back next season. Solskjaer and all the club has apparently made some sort of move for him. This is according to Fox Sports USA.
Yes.
Which the other news was that
reliable,
give Mason Greenwood a break, you dirty bastards. And Bruno Fernandes is the 22nd.
You filthy pigs.
Bruno Fernandes is the 22nd best player in the world.
Oh, we're on 992 watching, man. I want 1,000. Come on, people.
Yeah, text your mum, get her to watch the stream.
Well, you know me. Guys, I'm just going to go into some of the comments because we've not read many comments out actually.
Let's get
because
some comments. We're live,
we have been doing the live, but we have been going through the news. Wanted to get through the news first. People saying Messi at City and CR7 at United would be a banging season, says Ashwin Undayakuma. No, Messi at City wouldn't be good. I'm not one of them who says, "Oh, wouldn't you just like to see Lionel Messi in the Premier League? No. Even if he went to City, it'd be entertaining, wouldn't it? It'd be good because at least you get to see him." No. I've seen him for starters, so it's like, you know, once you've seen him, you don't need to see him again.
Yeah, Leroy
We've got 1,000 watching now, thank
Fraser
you.
Campbell.
Hit like.
That's what I want to see it to sign. Leroy Lita.
Fraser Campbell's
Stern
United legend.
John, Fraser Campbell, Kenwood Jones. Some of the great strikers from the early 2000s. Sign all them ones. Don't sign Messi. Sign players who are well past it now. That's what I want to see.
Ollie Glenn, right? This guy, he's always going on about Martial, about how he's badly treated. He was going on about it, staying in the stream, and I stuck up for Martial, and he still had a go with me. I mean, we like Martial. I don't know what your problem is. Like, we like Martial. We stick up for him. Mac is obsessed with him.
Not our fault. It's been shit this season, is it?
God, he'll set him off now. Well, he got a load of the penalties that we won this season because of him. Is what he was saying yesterday.
Don't you worry about Martial.
Yeah, like I said the other day, he's very talented and he'll score loads of goals and there's no need to worry about Anthony Martial. listen, I'm going to wrap it up there. If you did comment, if you did watch, if you did hit like, we appreciate your support. We've got loads of good stuff coming up. What's coming up on the channel?
Well, we've got a huge debate coming out tomorrow with you, Stephen Howson, Adam McCullough.
Thanks for that, mate.
Coming out. You're gonna love
you
that.
swerved that one, haven't you?
I've swerved that one.
To be fair, you had your work cut out on the watch long.
I was part of the watch long one. I've set you up though there because you're gonna love that. We're gonna be looking at United's best player of the season so far. We're gonna be rating Ole's job so far. We're gonna be rating the new transfers jobs so far. All sorts to look forward to with that one coming out starting Wednesday, and it's going to take us all the way through till games come back after the international break.
Can I just say as well, if you've not seen it yet, go and check out Joe and Macca's video, Premier League P-Take. It is hilarious, and I mean, I don't.
It's going to be even better for next week.
Really?
Yeah.
You've set the bar very high. I'll give you that one.
Set it higher, mate.
It was very, very good.
Yep.
So make sure you check that out because we all need a bit of a laugh, don't we? Hey, do you know what I mean? We like a laugh. That's been Joe Smith. I've been Jay Motti. Don't forget to hit like, share, and subscribe to Stretford Paddock. Thanks for watching.